Hi guys. Last night at Belisama. On my own today. We had a couple of people came down today. Dean and Roy, a couple of pest control lads. I think Dean's part of the North East Bushcraft group, actually. Lives down there, St Helens Way, Warrington Way. But they came down this dinner time. The weather wasn't too bad, a little bit of rain, but we had a little walk down the riverbank, have a look at the mink issue that we've got here. It's taking a lot of fish out for the fishermen. Obviously they're getting miffed about it, because they're just pretty destructive, really, mink. Whereas the otters is a native species, and in my eyes they've got every right to be here. The mink was just an introduced species in probably the Victorian times to supply the rich, the gentry with furs and stuff like that. And then obviously they were mass produced in mink farms, and then the people in their infinite wisdom decided that they would release them from their prisons, from their cages, from their locked up societies and their bad living conditions that they were in, and release them all into the wild. And the mink said, "Thank you very much. Hey, happy days. Hey, all these rivers, all this fish we can eat, and we can breed and multiply." And it's become an issue, really. So control these mink is a thing that Paul wants to sort out, really. So they've came down and we've had a look. Roy, what a font of knowledge, if that's a word, font of knowledge. Spot on. Knows a lot about his bushcraft, but also about his trees and his grasses, his sedges, his rushes. What did he say? A sedge has got an edge. That's it. That's how you tell a sedge. It's got an edge. When you look at the stem of it, it's triangular, so it's got 3 edges. So that's how you tell a sedge. And then you got rushes and grasses. So is it rushes are round and grasses are flat, something like that? I don't know. But also knows his trees, his plants, his mushrooms, and also what trees are ideal in this woodland. It's become pretty apparent that there's a lot of ash in here that's dead. But the trouble with the dead standing ash is they're not taking up any water, whereas we need to get some proper decent trees in here to start soaking up the water. Willow's easy to grow. I think you bang a load in and most of it will catch. Paul's looking at getting some funding through the British Nature, Woodland Trust, small woodland owners groups, different things like that. Hopefully you can get some saplings in on a grant, which would be ideal. Get them banged in. But a lot of the willow is quite easy. We've got an abundant supply of willow. Al Roberts, I believe, said that we've got as much as we need, really. He knows a place where we can coppice that. We've also had a look further down the riverbank, and we've come across a nice crop of hazel. But that again needs thinning out so it can start producing some good straight thin pieces for doing spindles for friction by fire, walking sticks, walking staves, stuff like that. And also to what else did Roy come up with? Oh, the big thick vines that are attached to the ash trees. He says cut those and let them dry out for a bit, and they'll make a fantastic fryer. Oh, hello, my name is Ching Chang Wong. They make good fireboards for friction fire. So we're going to have a look at chopping some of the thickest ivy stems through, allow them to dry out for next season. Roy's found an area that would be ideal for teaching people about the mink. It just needs clearing out a bit, but it's an ideal habitat that the mink could come along and use. So that was good. And then we popped back to the camp. Had a bacon butty, cup of tea, cup of coffee. Put the world to rights, as we do. Had another little walk and found some mushrooms, different sorts. Came across some more cramp balls. Again, we found out from Roy about how we harvest them, which ones to harvest are the best. Some horseshoe fungus, which I believe you turn into amadou. Roy suggested that we leave that for the time being, allow it to maybe establish for another year or so before we take any of that out. Oh, what else did Roy? Oh, he was just, as I said, full of knowledge. Roy, top man. So I think we basically said if we can get down here, get some more willows in, get as many of these grants for the free saplings, and get them planted up. Oh yeah, but the other thing we talked about was the fishing. We believe that with the fishing rights and the wading rights, we've got to look at does that cover the salmon and trout, or does it just cover the coarse fishing? The other thing Paul needs to do is to apply to the environmental agency to collect and dispatch of American signal crayfish, which I believe are another horrible little species, well, not so little, big species that have come over here and are pretty much decimating the native British crayfish. Now if they're taken out, they've got to be destroyed, and I think the best way to destroy American signal crayfish is to bang it in the hot pan till it turns nice and red and endure it on your campfire. So I'm going to get that application off to the Environment Agency on behalf of Paul so that he can get that license. And I think I think Paul's looking at making some natural crayfish traps using willow baskets, crayfish pots, and that's it. So that's what we've done today. It's just started to pour down with rain again, so I'm going to have a little bit of scran, throw myself in my bed, have an early night, and that's it. I guess eventually I'll turn the camera around and you can see me ugly mug, but I'm doing it like this at the moment. I'm just a little bit self-conscious of how I talk, how I look, and things like that. And now anyone who doesn't know me can just, you know, just imagine who I am. You know, George Clooney, look-alike. You know, Marlon Brando. Anyone? Could be anyone really. But there you go. And the lads who do know me think, oh, there you go. No wonder he's hiding behind the camera. So that's it, lads. I'll probably give a quick video tomorrow before I leave, but that's about it. So thanks a lot everyone for listening to me yet again. Day 4 at Belisama, and I'll be coming home tomorrow, have a bath, get back to normality. But you know what, sometimes I think this is normality. This is what your normality is: sitting in the woods by the river, enjoying yourself, campfires, steak on the grill. That's normality now. It is for me. And the day-to-day concrete jungle and work and motorways and everything else, that's a hindrance. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. Take care, folks. See you soon. Be good, be careful, look after yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers now, bye.